Hello! Welcome to Trigger Happy Havoc Anniversary Edition, Day 7 on our channel. It's still a long tail here for the one that was shortened. What can you do? We got to a good portion of the chapter 2 on Tuesday. I'm trying to think of where the frick we were. Where Brian was. Oh, let's have a guess at this. Well, we're gonna finish up the chapter today. Teacher been murdered. A second. Classmate has been murdered. We found body strung up just like many of the genocide attack cases. Problem is too, there is a couple of things missing. And we suspect is, we do have a suspect. The problem is, like I said, there's a couple of things missing. It looked like all the victims in the photos that in the case that we were shown looked to be boys, and the problem is, I think, again, they didn't show all the photos, they only showed the photos, some photos and names. And all of them were killed with scissors and the like. The problem is the weapon does not fit the MMO, but again, a crime which might not have had no scissors might have had to do things a bit different. So that's not it. And the fact that, again, that's because not a man doesn't mean that doesn't had killed any women. Or I might have just found out who genocide tech is. They had to do it. All possibilities. It is. Right, gonna be right into the case. The trial, I mean. Had me all around everything. Here we get a break, but no. What do you think? Is it so fresh? Is it so exciting? Don't waste the time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with. Good. You're preparing to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it at all.
Well?
Yeah, let's get the show on our own.
Thrills! Chills! Kills!
So the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate. A deadly class trial. If I know I was just gonna do that, I would've just done that. Okay, again, I would've just played this good. I know, mate. I would've gone these. Yes, okay, got it wrong again. Gotta remember for next time. Gotta remember for next chapter 3. books that died is placed in the mailbox. Problem is, there's one of it's broken and the answers are broken. Which again, we think it's Leon, but you can tell if it's Leon's. Let's do these. Alright.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
It seemed to be the dumbbell. Make clear, but it was used to deliver to fight a blow. The dumbbell, because again, it has blood on it. Red dumbbell. What?
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been? I bet it was an iron pipe. Interesting. That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Hopefully we're getting lots of time.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been? I bet it was an iron pipe.
Oh, come on! That's bullshit!
Certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Why Shihiro?
Seriously, game, you gotta stop this shit. You know,
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been? I bet it was an iron pipe.
oh, you fucking piece of shit game!
Certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Gotta stop with the fucking messing with it. I'm not messing. You're doing that shit on purpose.
Chihiro's fatal injury.
Should be fucking up. Oh,
It
nice.
appears it was a head wound.
Bullshit.
According to the Monokuma file, the
No,
killer
man, it's
used
bullshit.
a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been? I bet it was an iron pipe. No, it's wrong.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell, found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
Well, the fact
And the
there's
wound
blood
on the
on it
victim's
is
head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell.
a pretty good indication, too.
As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yes! That's so creepy!
Well, we gotta investigate, gotta do that, too.
If you don't
Say it's
mind,
creepy, but
I will
true.
proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Genocide Jack, the Phoenix serial killer, the real killer? That one's been added to the non-stop debate. No gamer, yes. Based on line of white noise will appear to disrupt your actions. Truth bullet will appear to hit these lines, so think about the obstacles in your debate. There is one way to keep this white noise from getting away. Press the A button to attach the silencer, which you can shoot down white noise. However, you shoot an excellent remark with your silencer instead of white noise. The limit will decrease, so take your time. Carefully when the silencer. Oh, but if the action is difficult, set the channel, you might not go very all. In case you can forget about the silencer, just focus on the situation in front of you. Well, good luck and have fun.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no for it.
No, it's wrong.
Say it, but it's right, there is proof.
Might know one reason he could be involved.
There's proof that
What?
there is reasoning
I
behind
found
it.
this
Could
file
be.
while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth, so let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
How the victims are positioned.
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials
That's a
were
good
aware of
question.
it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
Looking that way.
Fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle.
personality.
Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
Drill 5. No, but needs for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also not to be Toko. Because he's not just one person, but multiple people. Multiple personalities. Gets a... Yeah.
Now I understand. Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
We saw that when she was acting
I
different
think I
yesterday
read
after
that somewhere in the file,
fainting.
too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
I got it!
Behavior
You're
change.
talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up,
It's acting completely different. That by how you did. I heard real hard she was breathing. Until he blacked out and then see his truth web lies.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her, of killing even more people.
How? Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No, what she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
Oh boy.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
You said if I kept my promise, would go out with me. That's the only reason, I promise.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it, but...
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person? You don't mean...
Goodbye suddenly almost throw it. A huge stud across the carton, but next second.
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see? Yes! What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko. That's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
Okay.
So intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
Our speed Genocide Jack. This is beyond saying.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Answer outstanding.
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe not totally right about that, but don't bother get more details about this.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi completely.
No, it's wrong. Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
The way the person is killed,
How's it any
gender of
different?
the victim.
Oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
The difference between the murders. Suppose you did that Jack. Okay, so look at the neck and the stomach. The victim's fatal injury.
I got it! For one, the cause of death is different.
It's something I noticed. They're looking at the photos.
In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way.
Scissors.
According to the case file,
Custom
they were
made
all
scissors.
apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Right.
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method?
Oh, unless they have to.
And there's more. One more
They have
conflicting
to.
detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Please stop comparing killing people to cooking? So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
Like difference related to how he was suspended. The photos case all kept in their hands. See a clear difference.
I got it!
Suspender, yeah.
Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her?
The scissors.
They used some kind of rope
But
to
the
hang
killer
her up by her
used
wrists.
her held her by the
What
wrist.
is your
Again,
point?
if you don't have the
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them.
usually the scissors.
Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I use my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Yeah,
Huh?
she was a girl.
Word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims
I
were
think
in
of
each
the- yeah,
Genocide
I
Jack
think of it the way
case.
to suspend it, right.
There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
Pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
names are fixing it. This is freaking hell.
I got it!
Girls and girls.
Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Something we already figured out themselves.
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
It seemed like, again, the pictures show the all boys. And
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
they're all boys. Ken. They all look like, again.
They were all guys?
Yep.
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the movie side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
And that's right, forget.
I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay,
Every
whatever.
hell have a way to
There
make
still
them
aren't
here.
any in the school.
Are you sure about that? Da-da-da-da!
Shit.
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you! Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway!
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Except there is one person that actually knows it. Person could have copied Jedi Jack's case.
Here's my answer. Yakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, to rearrange the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me.
Well, you know
Then
what,
I
a few
must
people
ask,
knew about
when
the
would you
case
say I
so
began
well.
acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
There's some other stuff going on around it too. That we know ties to you.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy,
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
on the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
Here, conscience of what you just said. Is it clear to everyone? Clear everyone. No less than adding on top of base. Okay. Next we're gonna add something called Truth Flashback. Aim at the weak spot on the Y button. Memorize this weak spot. The memorized phrase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will appear from the truth cylinder. Use the flashback feature as many times as you want. You have to have the answer to a lie or contradiction in the bullet, truth bullet. Might as a memorize a different weak spot and use that to make a case. When the best part of the flashback is well, you'll just have to key what's wrong, yeah. In that case, no, I won't. I will say that if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything yet. Well then, good luck and have fun.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Shoot!
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird. How?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird. How?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
Shoot!
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
if you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
Come on. Shoot, this is ridiculous.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird...
if you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it!
Nothing else here. It's like air. Sorry. Ah.
That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So, of course, I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird. How?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
you wish you'd take me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro.
No, it's wrong. I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was.
Right.
So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
Yeah, because we were down the zone.
That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Too weak.
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with by we just edited? Like it doesn't even care. I'm probably still like only get nothing to do with it.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is, I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
Genocide, this case, Genocide Jack, why is the evidence of proof by you because responsible is hidden in there? Because of the fact that if you look at the cord, the extension cord, it's using speed.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that life.
Liar.
No, it's wrong.
We touched you. What?
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it.
Yep.
Is that about right?
Doing it again. Calm Tully is if he's not involved. Wait, not even involved.
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
I mean, somebody knows the case
game,
inside
right?
out.
So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you?
That's a good question.
I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Was that the story now? Something's not right. Body was definitely found in the girl's locker room. What does that mean? Is that what Becky said? No, I don't think there's something different.
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well,
we know a couple of
I think
things
it's
are very odd
entirely
about
possible that
the
she was
locker room.
killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene?
Uh-huh.
That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Hey, Becca, did you just... Did this take you off guard? The story suddenly moved to the crime scene. It has been so overconfident up till now. Maybe Gid never realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission. What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
It definitely looks like it.
Come on, Makoto. If there's any
We know
chance the murder took
poster
place
on the
somewhere
wall-
else,
the
let's
wall
see the
didn't
proof.
match. The carpets are switched, seemingly switched. Shows the murder took place somewhere else. Just the boys' room. That was the poster.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
Yeah.
I
When
bet those
they're
massive
first, it
jets
was
of hers were
definitely
totally
switched.
fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. but I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
Like it was never there in the first place. No, it's that the stain is scrubbed away. It was moved.
I got it!
To the boys' locker
The
room.
stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
We figured that part.
Does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body.
Yep.
By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime?
Good question.
Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
That's a very good question too.
To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Right? Could have gotten into the boys' locker somehow.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook.
No.
She was the ultimate
That would have
programmer.
been illegal, but hey, she's back at the
I'm
rules.
sure that would have been no problem for her. No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
Come on,
She had
Alex.
that.
Come on,
She could
man.
get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her. No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No, it's
She had
fucking
that.
it.
She could get into the
It's
boys'
piece of
locker room
shit.
no problem.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room
All
somehow?
this over and over again, man.
I got it!
You skip it.
She
You
must
just
have
wanna-
hacked her
You know what the
e-handbook.
point is, you're missing it.
She was the ultimate programmer, after all.
There's nothing in our hands.
I'm
Well,
sure that would have been
they
no
could've
problem
hacked
for
it.
her. No, I don't
Hacked
think
it, but-
that's it.
No, that's not.
She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
There we go.
No, it's wrong. No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
That's a steal.
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Exactly.
Yup, yup, yup! Hit the nail square on the noggin!
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked this, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts glaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just... wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Is that it then? Girl was killed in the girls' locker room, and I guess it really did it, but that still doesn't make sense. But still, I don't know.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait! Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
For real?
Now
That's
then,
for real.
what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
So before I knew it was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. You know, for Kyoko in the lead. Where she took us was, I guess, the scene of crime. Alright.
The girls' locker room?
You've already searched this place top to bottom! What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
Let's check it again.
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully.
Yes.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
No way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her.
Good point.
So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting your hands together, be prepared second, or the end.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. A massive frame trembled.
This girl is
Is what?
a boy.
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Ren, really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
Then he was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
I would think Chihiro was actually a guy. That never crossed my mind.
And
Had
because
crossed
the
mine.
victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Back then, it was just
Assuming his handbook
wanted-
did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion.
Which explains why
The
You would
victim was
go
killed in the boys' locker
in the
room,
locker room.
and
Girls'
was then
locker
later
room.
moved to the girls' locker room.
Played a lot.
And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or
mysteries.
whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
Good point.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt.
On the nose.
He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on
Good point. They wouldn't know that was.
So that's your thinking, huh?
Death was in
Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
You're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility.
Alright.
Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
Uh-huh.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
Becky didn't do it. Who's the real killer? Who murdered her? And I'm sure know about the killer. Looking actually is the real murderer.
I got it!
The crime scene was in the boys' locker room. You need a boy's handle to get in. It's presently broken. The killer would have to use his own. Had to have been a guy. Enough to find some more clues.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
Oh, come on.
It's not like they're just gonna turn themselves in. Game over, man. Game over.
Game over, man. Game over.
No! Not game over!
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. Only the killer.
That's not true. Celeste
No,
saw
it's
her.
wrong.
Celeste said her.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse.
Yep.
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
They're going. I'm with Ken in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
Uh-huh.
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Yep.
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Woohoo! What a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on two pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say. But fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Jack really has some kind of clue about the killer? It's hard to believe.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
Good question.
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
No, that's wrong! Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
I thought stuffing a jacket in a duffel bag. Assuming it got all the exercise.
she never said anything about the jacket's color.
Uh-oh.
So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you? You just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just...
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died! That's the only possibility!
Yep.
Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
Back in the hurry, it feels like trying to hide.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag.
Yeah, but we saw it out of the
If you
bag.
just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
True.
Yeah.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question. There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You notice such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah, he would never do something like that. This is a false accusation.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, no. Now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then... Here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Ground.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
Right.
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
Good question.
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession,
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Yeah.
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally
Well,
break!
pretty much like a...
I flippin' knew it!
I did.
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
There's only 2 people who
I might
could
know someone who
possibly
did.
be.
Whoa! Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
They were the only one that wore clothes in the sauna. They wore clothes in the sauna, true. Other than that, he wasn't there after he took his clothes off. Mondo had his one that was wearing in the sauna.
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What?
Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on.
Yep.
But little did he realize, he also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but the prison beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn it's fine.
Oh, come on!
See?
Supposed to be there.
Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my god, it's just fine.
The fuck?
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all!
Why did
Mondo
you do that?
wouldn't hurt a fly!
Why did anything happen there?
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook just fine.
There we go.
No, it's wrong.
Mark Red put this one, I think. Bullshit.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
Yep.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's. Which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
Yep.
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Why is that loading?
Well,
It's boring.
here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit, but no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch! What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong. The killer is you! First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag.
Hello, ghost friend. Okay.
That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room.
I expect anyone to be in there.
But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him.
Dumbbell.
And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster.
Problem was that I don't think he ever realized that the carpet was the girls' bathroom.
And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course. But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall.
Yep, and easily.
Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
Especially at that time of night. Nobody around the knows they were doing it.
And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work.
Makes sense.
He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime.
Find out,
he wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter.
I didn't lay out my reasoning right. What? Huh?
Here's exactly what happened.
What? What? This doesn't make any sense. It's like that. The only thing could be there's a switch, but that doesn't make any sense. There's nothing else.
Here's exactly what happened.
This doesn't make any sense.
And around the
Look
same
at
time
the
that
look at that
putting
photo.
together
It looks
this
like
facade,
that one is walking in there. Come on.
the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and
Come
other
on,
belongings,
game.
arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Arata?
Wait. No. This can't be right.
It's looking like it is.
Yeah. Where's your evidence? You need evidence. You need proof. Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him.
Mama's killed her. He already killed himself. Oh, in the trial. No. Somehow show where Mama's handbook is right now. That everything will be clear. Let's talk a little bit of fever time and nega time. Multi-bell, if you press the right bumper, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. But if you push the buttons at random, you will miss. So you can push A however you want to destroy your opponent's verbal assault. Only lasts until your focus gauge runs out. Make the best possible use of your time. Don't be fair if you got access to special time, right? You got a period called nega time. Your opponent can use. Activate nega time during the bullet time bell. Tempo markers will disappear, making it quite tough, a bit tougher than the bell. Your active is fever time at this point. Never mind. I'm sure nothing will happen. I don't know. That's surprising reaction is set to channel. Opponent won't use nega time. Well, good luck and have fun.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False.
Oh, come on. Kurt.
I refuse to give up yet.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen! I refute you! Show me some evidence.
This should prove it.
I got
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. I did it. I killed him.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
guilty.
What?
It's like you got it right. Again. Yeah. Yes, it is so the black that killed Jiro. It's Mondo.
Unbelievable.
The vote was not unanimous. It chose the wrong answer. You're trending very close to the danger zones, Mr. Shimari. You need to be careful.
What?
Refuse to believe it. No way, you killed someone.
Sorry.
Sorry.
What is
Why are you
this?
apologizing? Why? Why? You do it.
Now then.
Taking a foul sound, so let me explain on his behalf.
Actually...
Remember this time, this is a sad story to men.
Ha!
Not for anyone that doesn't want to hear it. Hit the B button to fast forward the text. Once was a young boy. His name was Chitro. His extreme fur complex regarding his unlike his strength. So even though you're a boy, things like that he couldn't overcome his weakness. Country tried to hide and bury himself further into weakness. Take the fragile form of a petite young girl. He's chosen it as his way out. I'm not able to say anything about even though you're a boy. No matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in a shell, it's very complex and taken deep root inside himself. It's not so easily weeded out. It turned out the shell was completely empty. Complex didn't despair. It only grew stronger and stronger.
Weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. To all the world, the survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. Lovely, hateful Monokuma now started revealing any embarrassing secrets. Good teacher was embarrassing secret that I was more than willing to reveal. But just like a girl, teacher was actually a boy.
Hey,
That was something teacher couldn't let anyone find out no matter the cost. Filled would be the end. The hatred shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Death would gnaw around the torch him more than ever. Figured out. Just in such a dilemma, it must have done spiraling into despair.
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But...
Use the threat of discovery to motivate myself to become stronger.
That's right. I want to change.
Get stronger to accept who I am. So everyone, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay, I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. So, he committed to begin exercising. He prepared to train his mind and body. But sadly, the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
He decided to exercise. He thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. So the person is seeker first. Asked him to help him from there. Seeing what to?
Yeah, that's right.
If it was, young fellow had painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. Teacher will probably forget it ahead if he confided in Mondo with an honor to keep his secret. Thus, Macho Mondo was very similar of a strong man. Teacher had always aspired to try to. Talking to Mondo will help me give you some courage. Someone asked Mondo to help him become strong. There's his aspirations. Only Mondo support him would ever be able to come close.
Correct.
Today. So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did to keep the promise he made to Teacher. Huh? Did what? Sorry, Mondo carried Teacher from the boys' locker into the girls' locker room.
Indeed.
It's exactly what I mean. Kept what he had done?
Certainly.
Sorry, but I don't think it was the main reason. To keep the promise between men he made it to Teacher.
But...
Does that move by...
Because...
Keep secret. If everyone... It would be killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have bargained about how else to get into the boys' locker room, right? But that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity. So, tried to protect him by getting him in the girls' locker room, stealing his handbook, see? And Mondo did all to keep the promise he made to Teacher O's. He also killed. Why do we do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? What did you do? What? I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
That triggered after all. It triggered after all. Embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is
I
this?
think it would have been that bad. Want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone?
You're wrong!
Possible.
Don't make me repeat
I have to
myself.
repeat myself. Just as by bringing out stand the height of folly. Can't comprehend it, obviously. You obviously can. That's all there is to it. Subject, why don't I tell you? Second memory is secret you didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Mondo, the ultimate gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraffs across the country tremble. He always had a chance to join the gang in the first place because of certain someone. Mondo's older brother named Daya Wada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. It's the only for him growing up. He only had a Mondo to get trust and respect. And to measure up to his brother so he can intimidate him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. The charismatic Aldebar he had put together a local motorcycle gang. Before anyone knew it, he was growing into the biggest biker gang in the country. The older brother, no one in the gang, and then number two is younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peachy and gravy. Mondo started to think about how he would take over the gang from his brother someday. His brother's great, and this reputation began to gnaw on his very soul. Gonna take over Daya, huh? Great, this gang with brands, Mondo's just along for the ride. Be like that really be trusted as a leader? All that do is make our gang look bad. Every day, Mondo heard that gossip or whisper of the other members of the gang. So
I just...
I get stronger and stronger to die. Just one time. I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
Good things I gotta get out top. Hey, amazing brothers retirement ceremony, minor challenge in the street race. And a race tragedy struck. Could have pushed ahead with the reckless abandon, eager for victory, dancing into the oncoming traffic. But suddenly, laying his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid, I fucked up, sorry. Of course, he knew it was his brother's fault, but Diane never blamed him for what happened. Hey, kid, the rest is up to you, no hell what. Gotta keep the gang together. Team you and me put together. It's a promise between men. Tried to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang. Keep the gang together and keep his promise to his brother. I tell you when that it was his own weakness that caused the accident. As a result, team was made even stronger than the band of the kid who bested his big brother. Dyer was gonna lose his brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened to Mondo. The lie became the truth. To lead the team so bad he was willing to tell all the casual lies about his brother.
I just...
I'm strong. Strong. Yeah. So the killing game began, he realized how tough he pretended to be. He was just another weakling that could die in an instant. The lovely hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of an embarrassing secrets. When it was clear, I would have been no problem saying away a secret. Mono killed his own brother. I couldn't let the other gang's men find out. If it happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother have worked to create would have been destroyed. That's all the guilt I've been carrying all around. It was for nothing. That's why. Mondo. I saw what Monokuma had on me. Felt up with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness. Just started swirling around. Nothing like it before.
I just...
I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say. The wild, that fuzzy uneasiness. Cut myself in a rock hard lump of anxiety weighed down in my stomach. So around then, she asked me to start working out with him. There, he told me a secret. Seriously, Jesus.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry I lied to you. Why? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
Huh? You keep a secret like this all the time, right? If you found out you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I want to change. Myself and lies I'm weak. I want to destroy this version of me. His words were a knife in my gut. I felt like exposing a lie I've been living myself. I have to change it. I don't have to be weak anymore. I don't be weak anymore. Strong if can't hurt you, right? Secret Monokuma might tell us, right? So you think I should just say it? Think if I really am, I should be able to tell everyone my secret? Huh? I'm jealous. I'm jealous of Chihiro's strength. Strength to face his own weakness to try and overcome it. Kind of strength I never had. I was so jealous of him. That jealousy broke me.
What? What?
You making fun of me? What's wrong? Are you fucking with me right now?
No!
I think you really are strong, Mondo. Get something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What do you want me to do? What am I supposed to do? Was I supposed to sit back and let my secret get revealed to everyone?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Tell me that all that. Are you trying to? You trying to rub my failure in my face?
Just wanted to.
It's really admired you. Admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
I am strong. I'm strong. Strong. I'm stronger than you.
You son of a bitch!
I'm gonna die here. Everything after that. Woke up, he was lying at my feet covered in blood. Double in my hand, I was just staring at him down on the ground.
I killed him. I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. So aggressive, so angry. Hid that weak side from it, everyone. That was a secret weakness that lived in a heart like his and that turned him cold-blooded. God damn it. Look at him, you see? Just like, you're all just like him. For a secret from a past, for a memory. Right? Cold, you're all living human in cold blood. Cut free from his guts from the outside world. He doesn't even know what true strength is. Do you hope somewhere, anywhere in there? Cause I don't. Bastard! Shut up, you son of a bitch. Go ahead and say that again, I dare you.
Yep.
Say as many times as I want. Is that what I want? Is what I want to say, but I can't do it right now because time for punishing. Fast approaching. Punishing. Execution.
Well now.
That's right, the blacker that deserves to be peacefully punished.
Ridiculous!
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For the Mondo, the ultimate Psycho Lead. Oh, wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Said wait.
Sorry, man.
Sorry, man.
I couldn't keep the promise we made.
From one man to
From
another.
One man to another.
What the fuck, man? What the fuck? That your soul will forever be at peace. Can't be. My brother. Now I'm murdered by execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's life that's taken so lightly here. Like I'm gone mad. I'll just let it happen. Taka screamed, sad scream faded as skulls we were each forced to realize once again. But he, of course, had to. Towards the point that this is the end of the game. Rakia.
What is this?
Say, you know that game? One of your friends is dead in it.
Naturally.
Thank you, but this is a game of life or death.
Hey,
Nothing to say to you, and I'll have a reason to accept that.
however,
I don't understand why. How do you get out of your way to disguise mindless crime?
What?
I it's because I've made things more interesting. Much is like a voice of a death. Chilled me to the bone. Same when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
You know the nighttime rules too? Never mentioned them. Mad to me, I don't call it agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be done.
I don't particularly care. Please continue. The night grew late. I decided to return to my room. This is when I stumbled upon him. I found the coming of the girl's locker room. Gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse. What? Actually witnessed a murder? Such a bully to now place idea that I'd seen him.
Well...
So you're saying you knew the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. If it had been the end of it, how boring would have been? A waste of time, I had the answer revealed right at the beginning. I decided to throw in a little helping hand. To liven things up. What are you doing all that to liven things up?
I see.
You know, just like Jack Maduka decided to use that to create the fake murder scene.
But...
Yeah, man, if I figured out who'd really done it, would have been it dead too, right? I was there to reveal the truth before they reached that point. Of course. I try to look you right in the eye. Start piercing it. I start piercing it. I mean, that's certain remarkable someone I never did. They would perform an interesting experiment.
Interesting.
Once I do decide to become blackened, I know who I'm going to watch out for. What?
Correct.
That would be a reason. Satisfied?
Indeed.
Done listening to your story? Moving on.
Hey.
Something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Next.
You...
You like to perform this live execution each time, correct? This is why. You like them? Yeah, the punishment that's spare is not just for you. That's all. This is spirit, my gift to mankind itself.
What?
I was exaggerating. I was exaggerating. Let's transform all hope to spare.
Damn.
What do you mean? Mean?
What the heck?
Mean.
Damn it!
We balance what you have to pick up apart everything, a little stupid thing. Or it doesn't matter. In the end, this animal is the victor. And everything will reveal to me.
Ooh, how
The son of another family, truly understand me. You know that? I think it's a start terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
Except for now we're stooped to the level of a criminal like you. I can say this. To achieve my complete victory, you're up next. I'll find you and kill you, understand?
In the name of my family.
Name of the Holy family, which victory is for conclusion.
You're getting all riled up.
So cool. Like get a main character for video games, so now transform for you. Sorry for it takes. I will kill you. Camera temper, sound like someone needs a nap. Kuma's left rolled across the courtroom. The curtain closed on the case of Jeremiah. But I knew that was in the end. The killing game would still continue. The mastermind wouldn't let it end. they're still alive. Our worst fear and despair would kept on multiplying. Kind of spread that blind as like a blind puppy in hell and had more of a future than us. All of our courage, all our effort, our friendship felt like it amounted to nothing at all. So it's kind of despair.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now, so just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
I think I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Who was it? 16th high school student, I mean.
Ooh, my, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but... Super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied! Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
There's another student? What the heck? Okay, there's a twist. To be continued. See the crazy diamond president. Do kind this chapter 2. Jeez.
Danganronpa.
That's a good spot to end the... Hey, we got to do the trial like I'm gonna do. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. We're going back tomorrow, do chapter 3. I don't know how much we're gonna do it. Maybe we'll hopefully at least till the trial. And sorry, I just got to make sure that it's a stupid thing that I want to switch off. But yeah. We'll try it and we'll see where we are. Let's get to that tomorrow and on Sunday will be Horizon Zero Dawn. Excuse me, not Horizon Zero, Horizon Forbidden West. I keep doing that for some stuff because I mean Horizon Forbidden West on Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. Hopefully more Marquee Deluxe, Recent Mystic. That would be the specific name is like they haven't agreed. They're like, oh, That Mr. getting on now. That was funny. Okay, some of them. Monday and Tuesday, day 9 and 10 of Happy Havoc. That definitely day 4, chapter 4 in that, and Wednesday, hopefully on Wednesday, Assembly Show 21, Thursday, more Arcade, Deluxe Racing, KTQ, day 3 of Rise of Forbidden West on Thursday night. Last week, I scheduled C3 because we'll switch up again. The guys will probably be sort of swapping when at that time. I'll look at. I talked about that before, and you can talk about getting, daytime job. So Mark, I will probably be at night in the future. So there's that. Friday is right back next Friday for day 11, yeah, Trigger Happy Havoc, like it goes with the finishing it, yeah. But yeah, it's good, good schedules. New channel, like CFL, but we got lots of games coming up. Like I said, we're going to play this till we finish it. We're coming up next month after we beat this, Far Cry 6. We're going coming up in April, Yakuza 6, and like a Star Wars Skywalker Saga after Horizon Forbidden West on Thursdays and Sundays. So yeah. So follow me on social media. When I go live, put your change and all games engagement on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Spring YouTube, Sky, page, follow the plays in past and the future, including all my playthroughs of the Yakuza series, the Lego games, playthrough of Horizon Zero Dawn, lots more. Go back, race, Kevin, all kinds of good stuff. Sky Discord will be doing my stuff on the future. And if you want a full idea what we got planned for the rest of the year and some actually some interesting things we got starting to I want to plan out that I want to get definitely not going to get to this year but stuff next year. Do you have a scheduling page for that totally for everything obviously. I don't want to anyone playing Elden Ring. That's a personal. Not a game I like. A game for me. There we go. Let's see. Everybody's on. fucking thing. Found somebody. I don't see anybody. Next time I'm gonna win one. Peace.